Hello friends, I am Sonone NS from Jodha Prasadji Modi Junior College, Ambezogai. Now my today's point is ribosomes. Ribosome is also one of the important cell organelle because actual protein synthesis process takes place in the ribosomes. That ribosome first observed under the electron microscope by George Palade. They are composed of ribonucleic acid and proteins, but it is not bounded by any membranes. Ribosome actually it is occurs in both prokaryotic as well as eukaryotic cells because it is not bounded by a nuclear membrane. Then it's first discovered by a George Palade, and it is composed of, means it is made up of a RNA and proteins. Then eukaryotic ribosomes is a 70-80S type, and prokaryotic ribosome is a 70S type. Now this 80S consists of two units. These are larger unit and smaller unit. This larger unit is a 60S and smaller unit is 40S. And these two larger and smaller units joins to form a 80S type of ribosomes in eukaryotic cells. Like that, in prokaryotic cells, that is also contains larger unit and smaller unit. But here 50S and here 30S, and these two combines join to form a 70S type of ribosomes in a prokaryotic cells. You know that this ribosomes actually it is called the factory of a proteins of the cell. The ribosomes occurs in a cytoplasm. They occurs freely as well as they occurs attached to the other cell organelles like a ribosomes outer membrane of the nucleus. It is occurs inside the chloroplast, inside the mitochondria. That is a 70S type of a ribosomes. These ribosomes are freely suspended in the cytoplasm. These two units are freely, but during the process of protein synthesis start, these two join and they carried out the process of protein synthesis. These ribosomes actually, ribosomes is made up of two units. I have already taught about that. That will be attached to the nuclear membrane as well as to the endoplasmic reticulum, and it will be help for the process of a protein synthesis. Number of ribosomes is high in those cells that will be actively engaged in the process of protein synthesis. That will be free ribosomes present in the cytoplasm of the cells. They come together, join and forming a chain of ribosomes. That is called a polyribosomes. And that polyribosomes, when they are formed, when cells protein synthesis efficiency increases, then that polyribosomes are formed. That is the ribosomes, and this is about the important cell organelle, that is ribosomes. Actually it is synthesized in the nucleolus of the nucleus, and this is the ribosome. Then the next cell organelle. The next cell organelle, that is the cilia and flagella. Sorry, these are the locomotory organs. These are help in the locomotions. That is they are hair-like outgrowths of a cell membrane responsible for locomotion and movement of cell. You know that cilia, these are very small in size and these are shorter, but the number of cilia is more. Means you observe, that is the example is a paramecium. All over the body from the plasma membrane, a small fine thread-like extensions, protoplasmic extensions, these are called the cilia, and that cilia are helpful that cell to produce a fluid current in the surrounding medium, and it also help for the movement of a cell. This is about the cilia. And then flagella. flagella is a longer and the number of flagella is a less. That flagella we observe in a prokaryotic cell as well as we observe flagella in a euglena. The flagella is also helpful for locomotion. Cilia are small structures which work like a oars. You know that आपण जहाजामध्ये जेव्हा बसतो तेव्हा जहाजामध्ये जो जहाज ड्राईव्ह करणारा असतो तो एका वल्ल्याने पाणी पाठीमागं सरकत असतो आणि ते पाणी पाठीमागं सरकवण्याचा म्हणजे बाजूची त्या जहाजाच्या बाजूची जी फ्लुइड आहे ती कशी त्याच्यामध्ये करंट निर्माण करण्याचा प्रयत्न करतो, तसंच ह्या सिलिया फ्लुइडमध्ये करंट निर्माण करण्याचा प्रयत्न करतात. ते ॲक्ट ॲज अ ओर्स कॉजिंग द मुवमेंट ऑफ आयदर द सेल or the surrounding fluid. Flagella are comparatively longer. Then eukaryotic cilium and flagellum are covered with a plasma membrane. That eukaryotic, it may be cilia or it may be flagella. It is covered with a plasma membrane. Their core called the axonium. Core means the central part of the cilia or flagella is called the axonium. Possesses a number of microtubules running parallel to the long axis, and the axonium usually has 9 pairs of doublets of radially arranged peripheral microtubules and a pair of centrally located microtubules. The arrangement is 9 plus 2 means a 11 total microtubules are in the axonium of a cilia and flagella. We observe later on in the figure how the arrangement of that microtubules. Both the cilium and flagellum emerge from the centriole like structures called the basal bodies. That basal bodies, suppose this is a cell, that cell outer membrane, then cytoplasm, that from that outer side of that cytoplasm that these basal bodies are located, and these basal bodies are formed from the centriole, and from that these cilia and flagella are originate. We will see details about that, a microtubules arrangement or axonium arrangement in the figure. In this figure we will observe how to arrange the microtubules. Actually the microtubules are made up of 13 filaments, and we observe here this is a complete microtubule and this is a half microtubule. This complete microtubule contains a 13 fibrils, and this half circle or microtubule contains a 10 or 11 fibrils. Means you observe here a total 9 pairs of peripherally located microtubules. These are called peripheral microtubules, but these are not singly, these are present in pair, so the name is called doublets. Then 2 are located at the center. These 2 microtubules are located in the center. These are not paired, these are singly. These 2 centrally located microtubules are surrounded by a central sheath. This is called a central sheath, which is surround the central microtubules. These central microtubules are connected with one another with the help of a bridge. Then these peripheral microtubules, these are 9 pairs, these are doublets, these are peripherally arranged, and they are connected with central sheath with the help of a radial spoke. This is a radial spoke. With the help of that radial spoke, one of the microtubule attached to the central sheath. Then these microtubules and these microtubules, these are called the adjacent microtubules, or these are also called as the neighboring microtubules. These neighboring microtubules are connected with one another with the help of a interdoublet bridge. With the help of a interdoublet bridge. And this is the structure of a microtubules, arrangement of a radial arrangement of a microtubules in the cilia and flagella. Now cilia and flagella, these are the locomotory organs. They helpful to the cell for locomotion as well as for movement. This is about the cilia and flagella. Then next we will see that is the centrosome and centriole. Now centrosome, that is also one of the cell organelle which is located near the nucleus. We observe here these figures that centrosome located near the nucleus, and these centrioles, these are two centrioles. These are arranged or located perpendicular to each other in the centrosome. In the centrosome, two centrioles arranged perpendicular to each other. This is the position of the centrioles. Then centriole has an organization like the cartwheel. Cartwheel like organization of centriole we observe in this figure. Cartwheel, you know that गाडीच्या चाकाप्रमाणे या सेंट्रिओलची रचना आहे, ते आपण या फिगरमधून अभ्यासू. या ठिकाणी सेंटर आहे, त्याला सेंटरला हब म्हणायचं. ए प्रोटीनेशियस सेंट्रल पार्ट ऑफ द centriole is called the hub, and from periphery, its periphery you observe a triplets of fibrils, triplets of microtubules. You look here, these are the triplets of microtubules. These peripherally located, arranged, evenly spaced. These triplets and these triplets have same space. A evenly spaced triplets are arranged radially or peripherally. These are called the microtubules or filaments. These microtubules are connected to the hub or center with the help of a radial spoke. These are the radial spokes, and with the help of that radial spokes, that triplets are connected or microtubules are connected to the central part. The centrioles form the basal body of the cilia and flagella. Centrioles are generally present in the animal cells, and they are helpful for the formation of a cilia and flagella. You know that basal body. Now I will explain here. Cell contains cytoplasm, that is cell membrane. Just below the cell membrane and outside the cytoplasm, a cell basal bodies are present, and these basal bodies are formed from the centrioles, and from where the cilia and flagella originate. Then centrioles also help in the formation of a spindle fibers. You know that cell division chapter. In that chapter we observe a spindle apparatus or a spindle fibers. These spindle fibers also formed from a or originate from a centrioles, and this is give rise to the spindle apparatus during the cell division in animal cells. You know that centriole is absent in the plant cells. This is about a centrosome and centriole. Now centriole, you observe in a cell division very well that centrioles divide and slowly goes toward the respective poles. One goes to the anterior side, another goes to the posterior side, and that spindle fibers, astral rays originate from that centrioles. You know that this is about the centrioles. These are two in numbers. These are arranged perpendicular to each other in a centrosome. This centrosome is located near the nucleus, and its structure observed just like a cartwheel. Central part of the centriole is also proteinaceous and called the hub. This is central part. It is made up of a protein and it is called hub. and connected with the peripheral tubules by radial spokes. This hub is connected with peripheral tubules with the help of a radial spokes. Centrioles form basal body and spindle fibers. This is about the centrosome and centrioles. Then the last important point of this chapter, our main controlling of the center of the cell, that is the nucleus. A master organelle of the cell, that is the nucleus. You know that nucleus is called a master organelle. Why? You know, in our body, brain is called the master or controller of our body, because brain control all the systems of our body. Like that, all the functions in the cells control the nucleus. That nucleus, you know, that discovered by Brown. Robert Brown discovered the nucleus. The material of the nucleus stained by the basic dyes was given by the name chromatin by Fleming. That nucleus containing material, a chromatin material, which is taking a basic dye, and this name given by a scientist Fleming. The interface nucleus has a nucleoprotein fibers called a chromatin. Nucleoprotein fibers means these fibers are made up of a nucleic acid and proteins. So the name nucleoprotein fibers called a chromatin. And nuclear matrix means nucleoplasm, and one or more spherical bodies called a nucleolus. Then nuclear envelope is consist of two parallel membranes with a space in between called a perinuclear space. Means in the nucleus, if you observe the structure of the diagram, then we see that it consists of two membranes. These two membranes are parallel to each other, but they are not closed, they have a space. This space is called a perinuclear space. The outer membrane usually remains continuous with the endoplasmic reticulum and also bears ribosomes on it. The outer membrane and inner membrane, these are the two membranes of nucleus. From its outer membrane, a endoplasmic reticulum is attached, and ribosomes are so attached on the outer membrane of the nucleus. At a number of places, the nuclear envelope is interrupted by minute pores. These nuclear pores provide passages for movement of a RNA and protein molecules. You know that nuclear membrane is not continuous, it is interrupted, means it shows some pores or small gaps. These are called nuclear pores. We will observe in the figure. Next, in the figure we will observe, this is the nuclear membrane. These two nuclear membranes, outer nuclear membrane and inner nuclear membrane. This is a nuclear space, that is perinuclear space. This nuclear membrane is not continuous, it is interrupted. It shows a gaps or a small pores, minute pores. These are called nuclear pore. And this pore, what is the purpose? For passage of a RNA from nucleoplasm to cytoplasm and protein from cytoplasm to nucleoplasm. For passage of a protein and RNA from cytoplasm to nucleoplasm and nucleoplasm to cytoplasm. For that purpose, these nuclear pores are here. This is a fine thread-like structures. These are nothing but the chromatin material. This is a densely stained spherical body, that is a nucleolus. And next, normally there is only one nucleus per cell. Some mature cells even lack nucleus. Example, erythrocytes of many mammals and sieve tube cells of vascular plants. You know that generally a single cell contains single nucleus. You observe plant cell, animal cell having one nucleus. But sometimes you observe some cells contains two nucleus. I will give an example. Here is a paramecium, contains two nucleus. And sometimes we observe a more than two nucleus also contains in the cell. That is a example is striated muscles. Striated muscle fibers shows a more than two nucleus, and this condition is called a multinucleate condition, or this condition is a polynucleate condition. If say a single cell contains single nucleus, it is a uninucleate condition. If more than one nucleus is there, then it is called binucleate, and more than two, then it is called multinucleate or binucleate. That conditions we observed. That is, the number of nucleus is not same. It may be varies. Just like that, shape also varies. Shape of the nucleus is depend on the shape of the cells. We observe sometimes that a cuboidal shape, spherical shape. If the shapes of the cell is a spherical, that is means the shape of the nucleus is depend on the size of the cell. Cuboidal, columnar, and WBC having a multilobed nucleus, bilobed, multilobed. You observe a different shapes of cells. Then size of the cell nucleus is depends on the size of the cell or content of the nucleus. It is a DNA, protein content of the nucleus. The size of the nucleus is depend. Like that, if we observe that nucleus is a true nucleus in a eukaryotic cell, and it is its genetic material is enclosed in the nucleus in a eukaryotic cell. But in prokaryotic cell, its genetic material is not enclosed in a nuclear membrane. And this eukaryotic cell, that is true nucleus, we will see now here. It's bounded by a membrane, means it is a eukaryotic nucleus. This eukaryotic nucleus we study when we observe clearly when during the interphase. You know that cell cycle. That cell passes through a interphase, and then another phases like a mitosis, meiosis. During that observe a prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase like phases. And when that cell passes through that another phases, when that cell divides, we can't observe that nucleus properly because slowly that nuclear membrane is disappear. So during interphase, we see properly the nuclear membrane. When observe that when we observe the structure of nucleus, we observe the main structures like a nuclear envelope, then nucleoplasm, then chromatin material, and nucleolus. These are the four main components. The first is a nuclear envelope. When we observe that nuclear envelope under the light microscope or simple microscope, then we observe outer membrane is attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, and inner nucleocytoplasmic content. This is about the nuclear membrane. Then nuclear membrane Then next, that is the nucleoplasm. Nucleus containing nothing but a semi-solid substance, and it is a acidophilic substance, and it contains a chromatin material or chromatin fibers, chromatin material, thin thread-like structures. And that nucleoplasm is also called as a karyolymph, because nucleus is called the karyon. Nucleus contain nucleoplasm and karyon contain, or it is also called as a nuclear sap. This nuclear sap contains proteins, minerals, salts also. Then next, that is the nucleolus. तुम्ही कुठं चालले? This is a darkly stained of ribosome takes place in the nucleus. And this number of nucleolus is also the number of that later on we will see nucleolus, then later the chromatin material, a thin plasm that is called as a chromatin material during the interphase. But later on what happens? Slowly this chromatin material condenses and from the chromosome. This chromatin material is made up of a chromatin material and also iron is also there. Then क्रोमॅटिन नेटवर्क जे आहे त्याला फ्युजन नावाच्या सायंटिस्टनी स्टेनिंग केलं, कलरिंग केलं. व्हेन फ्युजन stain to the chromatin material, he observed some part of that chromatin material take a dark stain and some part take a light. Some part of chromatin taking a dark stain, that part is called a heterochromatin, and those part which take a light stain, that part is called then we does not observe chromosomes. This chromatin material slowly goes on condensed. First of all, in the cell, the large amount of water is also there, so we can't see the chromosomes. Later on, what happens, slowly condensation goes forward, and due to that condensation, dehydration, that chromatin materials gets converted into a chromosomes. These chromosomes are nothing but a X-shaped chromosome. These two arms are called the chromatids. Two chromatids and a centrally located central structure is called the centromere. These two chromatids are joined with one another with the help of a centromere. This is the X-shaped structure. We observe clearly that chromosomes during the metaphase. In prophase, in a and centrally located a centromere. This centromere is sides of which a disc-shaped structures called as a kinetochores. That centromere, here are two arms, these are chromatids, here a centromere, and here disc-like structures are here. These disc-like structures are called kinetochores, and these kinetochores are attached to spindle fibers during cell division. At the time of cell division, we observe figures of metaphase. During that phase, these chromosomes are attached to the polar side to the centrioles with the help of a spindle fibers, and these spindle fibers are attached to the kinetochores. And this chromosome term is first seen by Hofmeister scientist, and the name given Waldier in 1888. The chromosomes name given by a Waldier scientist. Then chromosomes, actually the number of chromosomes is a specific in a, or it is a constant in a every species. I will give one of the example, that is human beings have a chromosome number is 46. This is a important cell organelle, that is the nucleus. Normally, generally, nucleus number is 1, but sometimes we observe 2 or more than 2. Then size is also different. It depends on the size of the content of the DNA and protein. The shape is also depends on shape of the cell. Then it contains to the structure of the nucleus. When you observe a cell envelope, or it is called as a nuclear membrane. It is double membrane bound, and these two membranes, outer membrane, inner membrane, these are have a space, that is perinuclear space. Then nuclear membrane is not continuous, it is interrupted. It shows a pores, small micropores, these are called nuclear pores, that will be help for passage of a RNA and proteins. Then inside the nucleus, we observe inside the nuclear membrane, we observe a nucleoplasm contains nucleolus and chromatin. That nucleoli are spherical structures present in the nucleoplasm. It is non-membrane bound structures. It is a site for active ribosomal RNA synthesis. During cell division, chromatin network condenses into a chromosomes. Chromatin contains, it's very important line, chromatin contains DNA and basic proteins like a histone, and non-histone proteins and also RNA. You know that every chromosomes essentially has a primary constriction. This primary constriction is also called as a centromere. On the sides of centromeres, a disc-shaped structures called the kinetochores. And this is about the master cell organelle or controller of the body, controller of the cell, that is the nucleus. Thank you.